All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday webinar. My name is Dallas Keithley. I think most of you know that, but I am here with Mr. Bradford. And Mr. Bradford is a client of ours here at Secure Insurance Group. How long have you been with Secure Insurance Group?
18 years, I think.
18 years. Very nice. Yeah. So a long time.
Yeah, quite a while.
Yeah. You either like it or you're just too in to go anywhere else, man.
Well, you don't leave your family, and I really feel that Secure is part of my family. They have treated me as one of their own. I've always had good service. Somebody answers the phone and answers my questions, which is very important. I've had Brian is a good friend and golfer friend of mine. We didn't ever golf, but we kind of keep in competition with one another.
Yeah.
Throwing our scores around and stuff.
Yeah. Just the second liar the first liar has no chance. Right?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I think one thing about Secure is they have always been there when I needed any help with anything. And there are things that come in the mail a lot of times that you get about Social Security and about insurance. And some of them look pretty real and pretty significant. I bring them over here. I can either call or I bring them over here and I have them look at them and they'll tell me yay or nay. And 90% of the time it's a nay.
Right.
Because it maybe not a scam, but it's something that I don't need that I've already got through Secure.
Okay.
And there was a issue that happened not too long ago that I had been double charged on a premium on my supplement.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't even realize it. Brian's wife called me and said, you know, there's something wrong here. And I said, no, I don't know. So she explained it all to me. And what had happened was somehow I had been double charged on some payments that weren't even active. So she called the company, which would be somebody have something to do with Medicare. And I can't tell you who it was. I don't know the specifics, but she did, and that's what counts. It wasn't a month later, and I got a check in the mail for the difference between what I'd been charged and what had been applied to my previous account. I don't know if you understand all that because I don't, but all I know is I got a check in the mail, and that means a whole lot. When I didn't have to do anything, they did it here for me.
Nice.
I don't know what else to tell you other than it's just been a wonderful trip, and I don't ever plan on going anywhere else. My wife is happy. I'm happy. We have insurance that we may or may not ever use, but we've got it if we need it, and that's what counts.
Well, we hope you don't use it, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
So now I can see you're a veteran and appreciate that. Thank you for your service. And one thing that I've noticed, and I've worked with a lot of veterans and stuff. We work with a lot of them here in town.
Sure.
Trust is very important. And one thing you mentioned was, I don't know if you said the word trust, but you said I bring them my mail. Obviously,
Right.
You trust them to know, okay, this is good, this is bad, whatever.
Absolutely.
A lot of people a lot of agents, in my experience, will sell something based on price, right?
Right.
What is more important to you, trust or price?
Well, obviously they're both important. I think to me, in my financial situation, trust is more. Now, when I say my financial situation, I'm not rich, but I'm okay. I'm comfortable. But if I found out that somebody in the Secure system had actually lied to me about something and told me that I was covered when it wasn't, I would just have to leave.
Yeah.
But I don't ever see that happen. I mean, after 18 years, you learn that the people that are working for you are actually working for you. They're not working for themselves.
Right.
And so, yeah, price is important, but you've got to have insurance. I know there are people that don't. Now, you mentioned my VA association. I have a lot of things I can get for free from the VA.
Mhm.
I've had several different procedures done through the VA, and that doesn't cost me a dime. But if it's something that isn't covered by VA, like I just made a trip to Mayo Clinic for 10 days, that was supposed to be covered by the VA, but it wasn't. But I did find out through Secure that about 90% of my trip was covered through Secure.
Nice.
My supplement and Social Security, Medicare, I'm sorry.
Nice.
So it worked out really well. We do have a little bill, but for the amount of stuff that was, the amount of procedures that was done on me, the bill is minute and everything else was paid. And I didn't have a worry because we called over here before we went over to Secure to make sure that we wasn't gonna have to pay some $200,000 bill or something. And they said no, and they gave me all the ins and outs, what would be covered and what wouldn't be, and I take their word for it. The word trust comes in again.
Mhm.
I just feel comfortable with Secure Group. I feel comfortable in my being covered, my house is covered, cars are covered, health is covered, everything you could have insurance for, we got it.
Nice.
So, and it's all because of the people here at Secure.
Surely we can find something else. I was just kidding. No, so let me ask you this. That brings up a good point. You have a lot of policies with us, right? Do you feel like a lot of agents will try to upsell or get something else because they make more money when they do, right? Sure. Do you ever felt like you've been upsold or tried to add something on just because somebody was trying to put something in their pocket?
Now, I'm a person with questions. And when you think something is, like you said, being upsold, I will ask questions about why are we doing this? Why is this written in here? And 9 times out of 10, no, 10 times out of 10, they'll have a good answer for me. Whether I really need this part of the insurance policy or whether I don't, because it costs a little more to have an upgrade. Am I in the age bracket where I'm really going to need that? I'm getting there probably, but so I've never had any qualms about anybody trying to make more money off of me than what was fair.
Sure,
Yeah, I think and Secure is very, very fair. I was going to say liberal, but I don't even know why that popped in there.
That's all right. So let me talk to you as a consumer now. So let's say you're going to buy a truck or a car. Besides the actual product itself. So let's say you do the research and you decide, I want a Ford F-150, right? When it comes down to determining where you're going to buy it, what is your thought process? What are you looking for from a salesman or a staff or something like that? What would make you shop at Corwin Ford versus Friendly Ford, which I think it's all Corwin now.
I've got a good story there. I have been shopping at what used to be Don Wessel Honda
Mhm.
I probably bought 9 cars there since I've lived here.
Wow.
And always buy them new. I know that might be silly because you're paying new price, and then of course everybody says you're driving off the parking lot, it's lost $3,000 or whatever. But I like to have the security of having the car being covered by everything for as long as I'm going to have it. So I have a special salesman that I always use at, I'm going to say Don Wessel because I can't remember the name of it now.
Yeah.
And I trust him emphatically. He will tell me the ins and outs of the car, the safety features of the car. And I just bought a new Honda Odyssey and it has all the safety features and it was, he told me how it would, my car insurance would be less with all these safety features. Whether if I just got one without the bells and whistles, it's gonna cost a little less. But if you get the bells and whistles, your insurance is gonna be lower. So, as far as buying a car, I got that covered pretty much. I mean, I know what I'm gonna do. There's no question. Because I have a good person as a salesman. He's truthful. I trust him. And so I don't know where to go from there.
Yeah, well, and the thing that I keep hearing is you value trust, you value loyalty. You bought the same car, you know, and the third thing that I keep hearing is knowledge. Somebody that has knowledge
Right.
of what they're doing. Talk about how important that is. Like you said, Patty knew, and I'm not trying to just pat ourselves on the back, but she knew before you did that something was wrong. Talk about somebody, and Medicare is confusing. We got a lot of agents on here that they're just getting into Medicare.
Right.
How as important is it if you ask a question that they either know the answer or that they find the answer?
It's very important.
Yeah.
Because number one, I'm not a fan of paperwork. I'm not a fan of signing things. I'm not a fan of reading instructions. The kids get toys for Christmas. Instructions go by the wayside.
We'll figure it out.
just
We're
tear-
men.
yeah, yeah. But if you have somebody there that can walk you through it and share their knowledge with you, and hopefully at some point during the sales time, you'll wind up understanding what's being said and what's being done for you, which is the most important at the time. I want something that I need. I want something that I understand. I want something that if something happens at the house or with the car, an accident, whatever, health, I want to be able to know. And if I don't know, I can call
Mhm.
and talk to Patty or somebody here. And they will clarify it.
Yeah.
And make it either that, yes, you're covered, no, you're not, which that's really hasn't happened. I've been covered pretty much by insurance here for everything.
Yeah.
So yes, knowledge is very important for me. I'm not a really, I can't say I'm not, I am fairly intelligent, but when it comes to paperwork and reading the fine print and all that, I'm probably lacking quite a bit in that area. But when you got somebody who can explain it to you.
Well, and I'll tell you now, so I don't do property and casualty insurance, car insurance, stuff like that. And Amy here in our office does it. And I could tell you right now that I think I know who my car insurance is with, but I'm not sure. But if there's a problem, I know I can call Amy.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of the fourth thing is easy. Like there's trust, there's knowledge, there's, you know, all that. But we want to make the process easy. And here's the other thing too, like there's stuff out there. I don't know if I take my car to my mechanic, I don't want to know how he fixed it. I just want to know that if I drive my car down the road, I turn the key every morning, it's going to start.
Yeah.
And so I love that you keep saying it's easy. It's easy. Let me dive into your product a little bit more. Did you go with, you know, you're on Medicare, did you go with a supplement or an advantage plan?
Well, they called it a supplement.
Okay, yeah,
I don't know if I remember the word advantage plan.
okay,
I'm not sure. All I know is that I get a statement in the mail that says my supplement covered what Medicare didn't pay.
that's a Medicare supplement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's very important. I
Mhm.
mean, because Medicare is nice to have, but it doesn't cover everything. I mean, everybody knows that.
Right.
So, yeah, I like to know that when I have a procedure done, Medicare is going to take care of some of it. Now, a lot of my procedures I have done through the VA.
Mhm.
This is a sidebar. I don't really use, when I even go to the ER when it's time, if I have to, I always tell them it's through VA and they will make out a special form and everything will be covered by VA. I don't have to worry. I shouldn't say everything, but a lot of it will be covered by VA. I'm getting off the track because I am so proud of my veteran heritage, and I'm really happy with what the VA has done for me. Anytime I hear anybody badmouth the VA, I just want to say, hey, wait a minute, let me tell you what's done for me.
Yeah.
It's just like if you're witnessing to somebody about Jesus Christ. Hey, let me tell you what Jesus did for me, because I came back from Vietnam a drug addict. I was on methamphetamine for years, and I can't leave this out. The Lord took that all away from me. So anyway, in saying that, the element of believing in something, believing in God, believing in the VA, I also believe in Security Group very much. Because they've always been there for me. I mean, it's like, I don't have anything to worry about in insurance.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate you sharing that as well. That's, you know, let me ask you this. There's two types of people in this world. There's people that automatically refer people. Like I'm one of those guys, and Maddie, my assistant sitting over here, she gets tired every morning. If I eat at a restaurant, I'm going to tell her about it the next day, whether it was good or bad or whatever. I'm just that kind of guy.
Sure.
There's other people that they're not that. They're just gonna, what would cause you to, and referral is the lifeblood of a sales business, right?
Sure.
What would cause you to refer somebody to Secure Insurance Group? If I was sitting here today and I said, you know, I got to get on Medicare, I got to figure this thing out, what would be your elevator pitch to them to refer them over to Secure?
Well, just tell them what they did for me, and they did a big thing for me by checking on the premiums that I've been paying. They did it on their own. I would share that with whoever I'm talking to. Also, I would let them know that people at Secure, they are trustworthy, they are friendly, they know their business, and there's really not much more you need to know about Secure Group, except I love them, and I think if you was to give them a chance, go out and talk to Brian for your insurance needs. I know you'll be happy, because he's done a lot for me and my family. So I wouldn't tell you this. I know you're in need of whatever it is we're having a conversation about. I wouldn't tell them, any friends of mine, an untruth about that, something that important, that has something to do with the rest of your life or even your immediate life. I'm losing some words here.
That's all right.
But I would definitely refer.
Yeah.
I would definitely refer.
Okay.
I got a problem with losing words sometimes.
That's all right. Me too. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Well, man, I really do appreciate you coming in. Guys, let me break it down what we just heard. Number one was trust, right? Number two was knowledge. Number three was ease. And everything, I'm going to pretend he's not sitting here for just a second. Everything that he spoke about, making sure the supplement payment didn't get double charged, all this stuff, that doesn't put any money in Brian's pocket directly. But what it does, it builds that trust so that he feels comfortable. And if he does come across somebody that says, hey, I'm looking at Medicare, he is the first one, we're the first one to come to mind, right? So I appreciate you coming in and talking to me today. I appreciate, again, your service and all that you've done for us. And we'll have to do this again sometime.
I love doing it.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you very much for being on here. I hope you learned something from this. And let's go out there. It's Wednesday. Go out there and kill it the rest of the week. Have a great week, and we will talk to you soon.